it's Gravy, and today I'm going to teach you how to dominate this berry update so you can farm an insane amount of enchanted eggs so you can get the new giant chicken over here. I call him the giant chicken. So let's get started. It's actually pretty easy to farm this update because this update is pretty much every update we had before, but like combined. It's almost like the same thing. I have 3 methods that you guys can use to farm this update. But the first and most important thing you want to do is you want to go here to the grandma and you want to talk to her and make sure you level up your upgrades, fairy spawn amounts, and fairy event duration. These 2 are probably the most important ones you want to get. And I guess glimmering multiplier, I'm just going to upgrade that. The roaming one, I don't really care about this one because I always forget about the roaming fairy. But these 2 right here, I think are the most important ones that you want to get. So, for the first method, what you want to do is if you look at my garden here, I have every single plant in my garden. Every single plant that's in the shop. I got like 5 of each plant, and I put every single one each slot. So this one has common plants, uncommon, rare, and then like divine or legendary, and then divine, and then mythical, all the way to prismatic. So it's all set up. So whenever the event, whatever it needs, I can just go and I will always have that type of plant. And then what you can do with that, whenever the event is not going on, after you upgrade with that, you want to go put this pet right here, the glimmering sprite. You want to get a whole team of this because every 10 minutes it will mutate your plants and it'll make it glimmering. But that's pretty tough to get because you actually need to do the event a couple of times to actually get a whole team of this. So this is pretty hard to get. But another pet you can do, if you did the dinosaur updates. Whoa, wait, we found the roaming thing. Remember how I said I never find these? Okay, maybe these are worth it. I'm actually kind of finding these now. Literally, this is the first time I found 2 of them at once, like right next to each other. But if you did the dinosaur updates, you can get a specific pet called a T-Rex. Either you can open eggs to get this, or you can trade for it. Because what the T-Rex does is, if you have 1 mutation of glimmering, it will use its ability to take that 1 glimmering, and it will spread it to multiple plants. So it's super overpowered, especially if you have a bunch of T-Rexes and like maybe like some mimics or just a bunch of T-Rexes in general. And then you could get your whole garden to be mutated like mine. So yeah, that's the first method. You either use a full team of sprites or a T-Rex. That's gonna help you out so you can spread the mutation. Now we do have another method. I think this might be the most efficient method. You can do this with or without the pets. This method really works also with the dinosaur pets. So you want to go here to the gear shop, and in the gear shop, there is a mutation spray glimmering. You can actually craft it, so when the event is not going on, you can enchant your stuff with glimmering, and it's only a 2-minute craft. And all you need is a daffodil, tulip, and a mango, and $1 million. And a cleaning spray. All these recipes, this is all super easy to get. So all you have to do is you gotta craft this, takes literally 2 minutes. You go to your garden, or you go to the event. So let's go to the event. Let's see what it needs right now. So we go to the event right now, and it looks like it needs a blueberry, okay? So you head back to your garden, and you say, oh, I don't have a blueberry. Let's pretend we don't have, we have a bunch of blueberries, but let's pretend we don't. We take out our glimmering spray. We spray one of the blueberries right here. Just spray one of them. And now we have a blueberry glimmering, and then there you go. And then let's say if you need a coconut, you go and spray one of the coconuts. Or a beanstalk, you go and spray one of the beanstalk. And then you just bring it to the event and you can make your wish. Let's see what I'm gonna get here. So, deposit this. Make a wish. When you make a wish, guys, always prioritize on points. You want to get as many points as you can get. Because you want to enchant this stuff, like I said. You want to get all these upgrades enchanted first. Before you go for the eggs. But guys, there's a way to make this method even more crazy. If you get a whole team of Pachycephalosaurus, it's one of the dinosaurs from the primal egg. And what it does is whenever you craft something, it duplicates it. So instead of you, every time you make one of these, instead of getting 3, you would get 6. So that would be super overpowered if you have a whole team of that. And it's pretty easy to get that pet. Because that pet is actually like, it's like 20% chance to get from the egg. So it's super easy to get. And you can also just go and trade for it. And people will probably like, if you give them like a dragonfly, they'll probably give you a whole team of it. And that can help you during the event. This is honestly probably the most efficient method of finishing this event. Because you can actually enchant specific things that you need. Now guys, for the third method. This method is a throwback method. This is for all the lazy cats out there, just like me. The best method in the world. So there is actually 2 ways to do this. You can either go here. Let me go get a pumpkin, dude. So you're like, oh man, I need a pumpkin, man. Like seriously, where's my pumpkin here? Let's spray this pumpkin. And then you can grab the pumpkin here. You're like, ah, dude, I need this pumpkin. I need to turn in this pumpkin so we can get the reward. So we go here. We turn in the pumpkin. And then, yeah, like this is you offer the plants. You make a wish. See, that's the normal way. You get points. Literally the normal way. But there is another way. Let's say if you need the coconut and bamboo and you don't have it, you can actually power up the fountain right here with random glimmering plants. And you see where I'm going with this, guys. Let's head back to my garden and look at this method that I set up. I'm gonna load up my first or my second slot, and you guys are gonna see how overpowered this is. So if we look here, check this out. There is literally 200 tomatoes here. 200 tomatoes. Look at this. Oh, the T-Rex method will also help you out with this. Honestly, the T-Rex method, honestly, in general, is really useful. But it is a billion tomatoes with this. So what you want to do is you want to plant as many tomatoes as you can in one spot. Wait for the event, or use sprays, or use a combination of the sprites and a T-Rex to get these things all mutated. And then when you want to harvest, you want to pick all this up. You want to change your team for giant ants. There's a reason why you want to do this. This is going to make it so much better. You want to grab all the giant ants here. You want to make sure you have at least a full team. Because what the giant ants do, it has a chance when you harvest a fruit, it duplicates. So when I get a glimmering tomato, it's going to give me 2 glimmering tomatoes instead of 1. Because I have all these giant ants. With all of them together, it's like an 80% chance. It's pretty overpowered. It has a lower chance for rare fruits. But that's why we're using tomatoes, because tomatoes are not rare. So we're going to get it almost every single time. Let me just sell my inventory here so we make sure we don't have literally anything. So now watch this, guys. I'm going to go here and I'm going to grab everything. So we're getting a bunch of lucky dupes. And we have a bunch of glimmering stuff in here. We should have had this during the event. We kind of messed up because I was doing the intro. And we didn't have this slot activated during the event. That would have been way smarter. But you see, all my stuff is duplicating. So I'm getting a lot of different stuff that's going to be glimmering. So if we actually look at our backpack and we type glimmering, look at all the glimmering stuff that we have. And then what we do is just go here to the fountain, and you might be saying like, oh, they don't want tomatoes. They want coconuts and bamboo. But you can actually just deposit anything. Like you can deposit anything, and look at that, I did it. The fountain power is full. I can make a wish. Just like that, we made another wish. And let's get points. And look at this. I already got 200 points there. All right, let's go back again. Wait, first what I do is now all the stuff in this inventory is no longer glimmering. So you want to sell your inventory because you probably have a bunch of tomatoes in there that's not glimmering. And you go back, and if you have some more glimmering here, which I'm pretty sure I have a bunch. So you do this again, and you just keep collecting it over and over and over and over again. So just have literally a whole thing of tomatoes. It's so good. Okay, full inventory again. We get a free tomato seed also. Let's go back to the event. And let's see if we can complete the wish. The only bad thing about this, every time you do it, it makes the requirements a lot higher. So that's the one bad thing about this. That's why I said method number 2 is more efficient. But this is the lazy method. This is literally the lazy method. Okay, so offer all plants. Boom, we made another wish. Nice. Alright, we can get an egg, but I'm just going to stick with points. I'm just going to spam points. Also, you can do the same thing, just deposit like prismatic things. But the only problem with that is the ants they won't really duplicate prismatic stuff as well. So it's not as efficient to use prismatics. That's why tomatoes are literally like the best. Just tomatoes are like the perfect spot. It's just rare, but it will almost always duplicate. Okay, let's go see. Is this enough, guys? Is this enough to make another wish? Or the final wish? Alright, let's go here. Offer everything. Aw, dude, it wasn't enough. We made it to 300. We're almost there. See, I think I've collected every single glimmering from all my tomatoes. So now all you gotta do is literally just wait for the event to happen again. So your tomatoes can get glittering. Equip the glimmering sprite so you can get more glimmering, and also the T-Rex. Or just enchant a bunch of the sprays so you can do it naturally. Honestly, at level, like the last level, it's probably better to just enchant like a pepper, a grape, and an ember lily. It'll be probably way more efficient. Yeah, see, now I have to wait for my tomatoes to be glittering. But yeah, this method is super efficient if you will literally want to go AFK. And then when you come back, you can just make a billion wishes. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.